Mine is going extremely sweet, extremely fucking well. It's getting better every single day. Yeah, the first did a bit of cold approach. Oh, bloody Chinese motorbikes! Come on, Jesus Christ! That is Chinese workmanship for you there. Trash, absolute trash motorbikes that they produce. Horrible. They're supposed to be a sexy sounding vehicle. Anyway, we're cruising through the colonial zone here, outside the Merengue Club, El Centro Cultural. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm Joseph, aka Wingbro. Here I discuss male-female dynamics, daytime and nighttime cold approach, romance, sex, and leadership, male-female dynamics and male leadership. So yeah, it's the 3rd today, Saturday the 3rd. I wasn't planning on doing a live today, but I'm on such a buzz after not only did I have a really fun date last night, I wake up this morning to see that while I was schmoozing around the town with a beautiful 21-year-old, Delta Force were going into Venezuela and absolutely wrecking that fucking piece of shit Maduro, imprisoning that communist dictator. So there we go. What a fucking night. What a night. So, for anyone who's not familiar with my channel, I live in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. I've also lived in Brazil. I've spent time in Cuba. I'm very, very deeply immersed in the Latin music scene and life. I used to have the largest Latin music club promotion in the north of England, probably in the whole of the UK. But I never want to claim things that may not be true. I wonder if there are people in London who may have had a similar size promotion. But by the end of my promotion, it was fucking massive, to be honest. Considering it's like a hyper niche, it was massive. So I know this part of the world intimately. And I know the situation of Venezuela and Cuba better than most people. And not because I'm just a know-it-all guy who studies the literature and studies the bullshit academics. Actually someone who speaks to people, and I have lots of friends who are Venezuelan refugees who had to flee that communist shithole because of what Maduro did to them. The country with the most oil in the world, even more than Saudi Arabia, that's Venezuela, yeah? And it's one of the poorest in all of the Americas. Yeah, and it was the richest. And it also has a very, very intelligent population as well. Intelligent, motivated, decent people, really decent people. And this is what happens when you get some communist ratbags who get in. They get power. They can do one thing and one thing only, which is get and hold on to power. And all of the middle class gets taxed into oblivion. Everything gets overregulated. And the few things they need to administrate, such as the oil, they fuck it up to such a monumental extent that they're like, how can you be poor? How can your country be poor when you have the largest oil reserves in the entire world? So that is what kind of scum, incompetent scum Maduro is. So I wake up today and I'm seeing people are sending me pictures of fucking helicopters going through Caracas. Fucking Delta Force gets in there. He was acting like the big tough guy, saying come get me, whatever, a couple of weeks ago. Oh well, there you go. Are you stupid? This is the USA, yeah? They have the largest military assembled in human history, so I wouldn't want to piss them off too much. So there you go, he's finished. We'll see what happens to him. Hopefully a public beheading, public execution. That is what he deserves for stealing the wealth of generations of Venezuelans and wrecking that country. So yeah, some people think it's bad that Trump is going to take the oil and stuff, but even if they take 50% of it, which is probably what they will do, that will still, 50% of $10 trillion and development and not having a communist government is better than 0% of 800 million, which the government officials literally embezzle themselves, and literally nothing goes to the population. So there we go. My political rant over. Yeah, I'm just in a good mood, man. It's such a. Sometimes you gotta be the bad guy. You gotta do some dark things to get something good, and that's what Big Daddy Trump has done. what a guy. And then today they had Rubio on in Florida, and someone mentioned Cuba, and then Rubio comes in, and Trump goes, yeah, he basically said, we're watching you, Cuba. I mean, that would just transform like the whole continent, man. Unbelievable. If they take out those cunts over there, that would be unbelievable. I've been to Cuba, I've spent some time there. What a dump, what a shithole. And it all political, yeah? Total political repression. Communism, like the joys of communism. You can all be equally poor, living in total squalor. That's what we had in Venezuela and Cuba. So people, all the know-it-alls in Europe, I'd say, going at anyway, they're just, for me, just a rant off, basically. The more serious content is the infields and so on. But yeah, so anyway, just to get back to my date, that was a bit of a rant, but I know there's a lot of intelligent guys who watch this, and I think my interpretation of the guys that I've met, even if they don't necessarily agree with all my perspectives, or they find my perspectives unpalatable, I think they actually do like listening to a guy who actually thinks for himself in this space, and not just repeating bullshit talking, just bullshit nonsense. And at the same time, there's more to life than just picking up women. There's massive things happening out here in the world, and you can't avoid them. You're going to come into contact with them. So, yeah. But just to get back to my date, much more trivial matters. Yes, my website is up, my friend. It is up. I didn't link the site simply because just as I was about to go on the live, I saw a small error on the homepage on the mobile version, but it is up and it's ready. So yeah, I thought I could wait till I get home and then do a live tonight, but I just wanted to come in while I was out and about. So yeah, and the community is also ready as well. You might already be able to find it on Telegram, Wingbro Bratba, but I don't have the link in this description because I said this is a bit of an impromptu one. I'm just on the way home. So just to give you just a bit of an update from last night's date. The girl's a young 21-year-old bootylicious babe with big tits. I met her on January 2nd. Completely dismissive in my approach, not responsive. Many guys would have simply bailed on that approach, but I did not bail. I stuck in because I felt it was basically a shit test, which it was, and carried on chatting to her. Got her number and just invited her out the next day. She goes, I've got no money. I was like, that's fine, just send me your address, I'll send you the taxi. It's like the start of the month and whatever, just after Christmas, she's broke. I was like, don't worry, I'll buy us both an ice cream. And so I sent her the taxi. It was a funny thing, there was I had to send her 5 taxis before one actually arrived. So she arrived super late. And we're just bawling around this area, just having an absolute blast. It was so fun, so funny. And I didn't do any of the high value, keeping myself, composed and stuff like that. I was just shamelessly leering at this girl, getting close to her. I think I kissed her after about 20 minutes. She didn't even reciprocate, but she just found it quite funny. I didn't care at all. I was just in a self-amused mood, and that's what you want to be. Express your desire, but it's also non-needy desire. I'm just expressing my desire, and then just winding her up as well, provoking her and stuff like that. And then when she comes back to mine, she starts doing the same to me. It was just pure comedy. The entire thing was just pure comedy gold. Absolute pure bants. And then sensual as well. The girl had, what a body she had. What a body, dude. Small and thick and powerful. What? When I got her tits out, I was like, oh my God. I didn't even notice your tits when I first saw it. They look small compared to your arse. And I was like, they're not small at all, they're fucking big. Jesus Christ. So there we go. Yeah, I had fun. yesterday, so we'll see. And she's like messaging me today and stuff, you know. She's like, yeah, when can I next see you already, you know? So we've gone from, and this is what I've tried to emphasize on this channel. You can go, there's a school of thought, it's like the fuck yes or fuck no, which I understand makes sense. But there is also another school of thought, which is you get a lot of orange amber lights. And actually that girl was orange/red when I approached it. It wasn't quite a red light, but it was getting close. It was getting close. And so I just stuck around and got the number. Within 48 hours, she's messaging me. I've already seen the entire delightful, you know, operating system that she's running with. The full hardware and software within 48 hours. And she's asking me like when she's next going to see me. And hopefully soon. Hopefully I'll maybe see her, you know, in the next few days again. So there we go. Girl basically half my age. And, you know, these young ones, these are the young alpha females. They're just full of themselves. They know they're hot as fuck. They absolutely know it. They're so confident. Because why would you not be, you know? They're like young and full of beans. They haven't been dragged down by work and children and all that shit just yet. And they know they're top of the tree. You know, I'm out lusting a girl. She's probably got every guy going around lusting after her. We're walking around, eyes like staring at her. She's got this mini skirt on that's so fucking small. Her back was almost, I don't know how it managed to stay in there actually, because it's so big. But she's got this mini skirt going on, this top on, no bra, just comment. I mean, we were such a spectacle, to be honest with you. Some of the girls I like these quirky, slightly kooky, literal porn star looking girls. Those are the girls that they just look like filth to me. They just get me going. That's what I saw when I first saw her, was just pure filth. And I mean, we must look like a right fucking spectacle going around. At first I was like, this happens to me a lot, because those girls I really like, they do just strike the attention. And then because I'm a white, like, there's not many white people around, so I'm a white guy, it's like, is this guy a sex tourist or something? What's going on? And I'm just parading around. And then we're absolutely just bantering each other as well. It's just very fun. So God knows what people make of us, but I don't really give a shit. It's the Caribbean. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, that's another thing. When you're on a date with these younger babes, oh yeah, you'll get some looks. You'll definitely get some looks, dude. You'll get some looks. You sometimes even get comments, but I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I don't care. So yeah, what a night. What a night. So yeah, while Delta Force was out there, you know, getting a historic, making a historic attack on behalf of civilization and the future of this continent, I was just swanning around the colonial zone. Man, what a world we live in. So yeah, takeaway points, I would say, if you're an older guy, go and have fun with these younger girls. Make it light, make it bouncy, make it playful. Don't go too serious, and don't be afraid at all just to go full on physical mode with them. Stroke the back of the neck, that always works well. Give them a little kiss on the neck before you go for the pull. I actually didn't do that yesterday. The kiss didn't really land, so I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll relax. And then a bit later, just start kissing her neck, and then she gets a bit turned on, you know. So there you go, and it's easy work. It's not work. You know, when it's fun, it's easy work. The only thing I'll say, this is a fucked up confession. Sometimes, because I spend so much time in men's content now and friends and stuff, sometimes I get weird things popping into my head, weird moments. It's not actually what I want, you know, like guys in my mastermind, their voice might come up in my head at some point and I'm like, oh my God, which is something I don't know, it's just a weird side effect of spending this much time with this type of content. maybe need to discipline my mind a little bit more just to figure out how to do that. But hey, it's like if you've ever played a computer game where you're playing the same computer game for like hours and hours and hours for like a week, you start to go out and you start to see the world as that computer game. So I don't know if that's ever happened to you. Like when I used to play COD, I used to be out in the streets and I'd be looking at cars like, yeah, I could get cover behind that car, you know, then we could attack that checkpoint there. And it's just the way your brain goes. So that's a little bit of a strange thing that happens to me. It won't happen to you as a guy who's, unless you're doing like producing Manosphere content every single day and you're in a mastermind and you've got your own clients, that won't happen to you. So yeah, Mohid mate, also, when are you going to stop being on lives and when are you going to start telling me I've closed 5 girls this week? You were on too many lives, mate. I appreciate your comments and I appreciate the fact you enjoy the lives. I want to start seeing comments like, Wing bro, I closed 5 girls this week. That's what I want to see. You ask a lot of questions. I want to start seeing some results, mate. You don't need to know any more. Everything you need to know, you already know. There is nothing else to know, really. I mean, you can go back, watch my guide in Macedonia, which is a shot, fucking Chinese motorbike. Fuck you. Harassment architecture, harassment audio architecture. Oh God, we've got the dogs now as well. Oh my God. What is going on? How many dogs do you need, mate? Ridiculous. Six, they need 6 dogs, okay, fine. That's what you need in the Dominican Republic. 6 Scottish Terriers. That's exactly what the dogs are ordered. What is wrong with people? So, yeah, the takeaways from last night: have fun, flanter, flirty banter, piss take. Absolutely do not hold your desires back from the girl at all. Don't hold back, but at the same time, don't be needy about it. It's like nonchalant showing your desire, both physically demonstrating it and just organically it being in your presence. And you can take it or leave it, you're having fun, but you're just literally you're taking your brain, you're turning your brain off, and you're just saying, let nature take its course. That's basically what you're doing. We've got La Bandera here, República Dominicana. So, yeah. Ooh, what a scorcher today for the new year. So yeah, those are the lessons really from last night. Guys, just keep going out, keep rolling the dice. Physical upgrades for older guys. You do 10 weekly. Good man. That's what I want to hear, mate. That's what I want to hear. What were the 2 closes like? Give me a bit of a lowdown on them. That's good. That's good. The physical upgrades for older guys. There's a guy in my mastermind who's older, in his 50s, and he's been going out and he's been doing fairly well for himself. And I just thought, looking at him, I was like, he looks a little bit too much like a preppy accountant at the moment. We want to get him a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more seductive. I said, maybe try growing your stubble out. He's bald like me. I've got more, like, obviously it's more basically a beard that I'm rolling with. Stubble is also really good as well. And either one I think is okay. I'd actually say the most attractive is just stubble, like a decent amount of stubble. That's the most attractive, it's the most seductive. I just like having a beard. But a beard is still better than being clean shaven, definitely, especially if you're an older guy. So yeah, I said to him, maybe go for that. I think it would look good. And literally, I saw a photo of him today. Guy's looking dangerous, dude. Starting to dress a little bit more urban, a bit more of a seductive, cool northern guy with a stubble going on. That's when you start to become the complete package, where you've got the approach, you've got the look, and you're stepping into that seducer, dark, brooding, sexy, fun older guy. It's this combination of qualities. It's light and dark, yin and yang. It just works so well. It works so well. And we've all got an angle. We've all got an angle we can go with. You know, you see my friend Balthus Daygame. He's a tall, blonde guy. He's got a bit of a tennis player type of vibe to him. Sometimes though, he goes a little bit bad boy with the clothing. I've seen him in a chain and stuff like that. Like he's got a variety in his wardrobe, in his approach as well. Ephraim Poole University. He's got his how would I describe it? It's like a thrift shop cool skateboarder type of vibe, but not skate. That's a bit maybe despective skateboarder, but it's that type of vibe. It looks really good. It's very cultivated, and then combined with his style as well that he's got. I vary up. I wear a lot of sporty stuff in the daytime. I've got a good physique, man. For a 40-year-old man, I've got a decent physique. So I show it off. It takes work to keep it up, so I show it off. And then I wear a lot of the old, baseball caps. I've got an orange cap on today in honor of the great man himself, liberator of Venezuela. If any Americans are like curious about how this is being responded to in Latin America, I'm right here, and I'm seeing my Venezuelan friends all just literally almost popping bottles, like going crazy over this. They fucking hate that prime minister, president. They absolutely despise him for what he's done to the country. Held it fucking hostage for years. What a scumbag. Absolute scumbag. It's one thing holding your country hostage if everyone benefits. Yeah, then you can say it's like the benevolent dictator. If your country's been going down the toilet for 20 fucking years and more, and you're holding it hostage, and you're pillaging it, what a scumbag. So yeah, so all my Venezuelan friends out here, they're all absolutely loving it. Some of the footage I'm seeing as well, like people just, it's not hit like the Western news yet. Crazy, like 20 helicopters flying over Caracas, fucking bombing shit. But generally, like, I think they just took out the key infrastructure points in terms of military and security, and they took out Delta Force, fucking took out Maduro. Fuck me, dude. What absolute G's. Oh my God, imagine being on that mission. Oh my, that is the absolute pinnacle. Yeah, it's this is nothing like Iraq or Afghanistan. This is actually something that really, really needed to happen. And of course the US is going to get its way as well with the oil. But this really needed to happen, big time. So I've got my orange cap on today in honor of the orange man himself. But anyway, let's get back to the fun. You set up a date for Wednesday. Oh, Pakistani food, brilliant. So you're Pakistani origin, Mohit. Nice. I noticed Pakistani guys are quite motivated for cold approach. I think it's good. Yeah, don't be. I don't know if you go for white girls, but definitely go for Middle Eastern girls as well. I would say definitely mix it up between the two. There's some good Middle Eastern girls as well. Keep plugging away, mate. Keep plugging away. Make sure the physical stuff is on point as well, though, as much as it can be. In fact, the guy from our group, he mentioned today he closed the youngest girl he's closed by far today. He closed like a 21-year-old today. So I'm gonna see how that went overall. But bang, like the physical changes, it makes a difference. And it's not like you have to go on steroids and recomp your whole body or spend thousands of pounds. Just look at your profile, what is good about me and what could be better. It's like, okay, XYZ could be better. Let's work on those. What's the easiest one to knock out? Dude, you can get a bit of stubble going on in like 5 days. The perfect amount. Yeah, you prefer white girls. Yeah, I mean that's a classic thing for Middle Easterns and Asians. They prefer white girls. I mean, why not? Why not? If that's what you want, that's what you want. It's probably easier to close girls who are from, should you say, your own ethnic heritage. But at the same time, it can all be done. It can definitely all be done. So, yeah. you'll go to a point where you'll go full circle. If you get good enough and you start to pull a lot of white girls, I guarantee you'll go back to Middle Eastern. That's what happens. That's what happened with me. Is like I became so Latino that I started to lust after white girls. I first liked the Latin girls, the black girls, Middle Easterns. Then I became so Latino that I started to lust after blonde girls. It's a weird thing. But I like them all, to be honest. I don't limit myself really with anything. It's personality, it's looks. That's what I go on. I don't go on race particularly. Yeah. If I had the time, I'd probably have one of every colour and creed under the sun, but I don't have the time. So yeah, boys, I will keep it short and sweet today. That's just a quick update on the date from yesterday. Great dates, great fun. Hopefully this is inspiration for you boys. You can be a 40-year-old man. I did a live yesterday with Balfour's Day Game. We talked about being an older guy dating younger women. And then literally about 2 hours later, I'm on a date with a much younger woman. And it was spectacularly fun. One of my all-time best first dates. Top 5 first dates of my whole life. So much fun. So ridiculously fun. We got on like an absolute house on fire. So, yeah. And it makes sense. I'm in my prime, she's in her prime. We're both having a blast. Yeah, that's just 24 hours later from a cold approach, which was she was barely even receptive. I've got this absolute wild thing, like doing fucking stripping in front of me and shit like this, you know. That orange zone, the grey zone, is a very real thing. It's a very real thing. Just stick in, get the contact, and just see what happens. Be dogged, man. Doggedness is one of the most important male characteristics. You're dogged, but you're light with it. That's the essence of manhood, man. That's primal, animalistic, yeah, canine level manhood. Like doggedness, not just taking no, just be dogged, but be light with it as well. And if it's you know the difference between lukewarm and a complete fuck off. It's a very obvious difference, and you'll get a lot of those lukewarms. And just stick with them. There's some little techniques you can do. I show guys those, guys who work with me. There's some little tweaks and techniques you can do with those lukewarm girls that actually can bring them back around. So that's pretty cool as well. We've got 7 viewers in here right now. Yeah, and in terms of 2026, I'm just doing these lives as and when. I'm surprised I've done 3 already. I wasn't intending to do any for the whole of this month, but I didn't put a limiter on it, so you never know. The main thing is going to be for me getting more infields out with the spyglasses, and just enjoying this year as well, building out the infrastructure. I will when this goes up fully, I will put the link to the website in. I also put the link to the Telegram group in as well. So yeah, that's basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna be building this, boys, and I wanna hear these successes. So Mahid, I'm glad you're getting these successes. Are you applying anything from the stuff that you're watching in the videos, or are you just using the videos as a kind of, just as a sort of ecosystem, a positive ecosystem for you to actually have in the background? Guys who were saying, you know, go out, be confident, be proud of yourself, you know, and fuck all this, you know, do what look stuff you can do, but fuck all these looks maxing spurgs wanting you to break your jaw, thinking you need to do steroids and stuff like that. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Find something that works for you physically, and then just be absolutely proud of yourself, and have fun out there as well. Yeah, I mean, that was such a perfect example last night. I'm 40, I'm going out with a 21-year-old, and we're having an absolute blast. 19-year age difference. It's nothing. She didn't even ask my age at any point. She didn't care at all. She didn't even ask at any point, you know. And as I say, a lukewarm approach, which converts to a night of fucking insanity. And her messaging me today, like, when am I going to see you next? Already she's saying that, you know. Imagine that, the difference. So, yeah, crazy Latin life. You're applying what you teach, working on your finance. Mentioned before, you follow you, Christian F. from Balfour. That's it. Those are the boys. Those are the boys to follow. Yeah. So if anyone else is following, those are the guys I advocate. We're the best. We're the best in the business, in my humble opinion. There are other guys out there who are good. I've seen one or two who are actually good, but there's a lot of fakes and frauds. And I've seen these guys in action. Fuck me, dude. We are the Delta Force of approach, man. No doubt, no doubt. If you actually just, I want to do some kind of an infield where, because we've all got our channels now, there's a question of how much collaboration should we actually do, because that might confuse potential clients. Let's say one's following me and then they see the other guys and they start to think, oh, I'm confused, which one will be the best coach? The reality is you should pick the guy that you resonate with and you like and you think you can learn from, and maybe has even a profile that you can relate to. Pick that guy and go work with him. But in terms of examples, those are the people I advocate for sure. They're the best, dude. They're the best. I mean, Jesus, we just wrecked. We were in Barcelona. We just absolutely wrecked the place. And we were barely even. I was barely trying, to be honest. Christian only approached on camera. He was just chilling until the camera comes on, and he just turns into an absolute fucking demon. So, yeah. And then same in Belgrade as well. Same in Belgrade. I would love to get those boys together. If we can get together and we get drone footage so people can actually see what the fuck goes down on a meet, where it's like Olympian level guys who, yeah. You will get there, Mahid, though. You'll get there. If you're continuing to approach and iterate and you're doing all the right stuff, you've got the right content, the right thinking behind you, you will get there. And then probably I'd say when you do get your finances sorted, I would say go and work with one of those guys, whether it's myself or whether it's one of the other three guys. Go and work with somebody, get everything ironed out, and you'll be Olympian level, dude. You'll be Olympian level. The guys who come into our orbit, they get very, very good very quickly. And even people who are coming in at massive deficits, virgins, guys who've been completely clueless for decades of their life, guys who've never done a cold approach who are 50 years old, within a very short time frame, that everything is turning around because there's so much expertise. It's fucking awesome. And I think this movement is going to grow. And then people see your example, Mahid, in 5 years, people see you absolutely dominating life, and they're going to start to look at you. You're going to get your friends going, what the fuck? Mahid's coming in here with this beautiful blonde girl. What does he know that I don't, And that's how this thing works. It's guys leading from the front, leading by example. And we're re-empowering men. We're re-establishing, like fucking Trump, man, like Return of the King. Do you know what I mean? This is what it's about. It is about returning to nature. There's been too much bullshit for too long. And we're preaching like a real message. It's real as well. You don't make a transformation like of the scale that might be required. You don't make that transformation in like a day. One of the guys who came out to work with me, Jay, he was the finished article by the time he was basically on the call with me. He's a complete finished article as far as pickup goes. There is literally nothing that I could improve on any of the baseline metrics of dress, style, look, physique, social skills. There was nothing really to improve on. All he needed to know was the technicalities and a bit of the mindset and a bit of the leadership when it comes to early stages of dating. Maybe on the back end, that's just a lack of information. And then consequently, the guy's just going out on day one, getting closes on day one. Other guys come in and they've got a long way to go, and they may not realize how far they've got to go. Their look is terrible in some cases. Even hygiene sometimes fucking needs more work. And their skill level is miles away. They don't really have a clue. Of course, guys like that, it's going to be a longer transformation. Yeah, but you get the skills within the immersion to approach, and then the approach is like a barometer for where you're at. You start to level up the like our friend, the 50-year-old. He starts to level up his physical look. Bang! The same week he goes out, and he's closing a fucking 21-year-old. So yeah.
you just level up, man. You just level up. And then you level up the back ends. And the whole thing, by the time you get to 5 years down the road, this is all a distant memory. All of the struggles is a distant memory. And then you're just thinking about things like the icing on the cake. You know, I'm working on the Instagram profile this year. I don't need to do that. Just the icing on the cake. And especially for these girls who are models and things like that, I approach a lot of models. Why not have a banging Instagram profile that gets them curious, you know? Maybe I'll bring some of the models into the infields. I'll do some demos with them where we're doing stuff that's, should we say, easier to break down for students. We maybe do some interviews with the girls. This is what I want to do. Like girls I cold approach, let's say they've got a boyfriend, but she's absolutely gorgeous, but she enjoys the approach. Bring them in for an interview, you know. I just see how, just play around with the content. And yeah, just continue to solve problems for guys. Be a problem solver. So you're applying what you teach. Yeah, you're never going on the apps again and get coaching from one of you. No bullshit. I'm choosing to be a man and not an incel. This is it, bro. This is it. So you got a perfect attitude. So anyone on this live, this is Mohit. He joins for a lot of lives. He's an avid follower of this content, and he's found people that he resonates with, and he's actually going out there and practicing. This is what I want to see. I don't want to see people just commenting and talking and not doing anything. So yeah, he's kind of earning his way into he's earning his way into this game by actually going out to approach, and he's already getting success. So yeah, a long-term project, 2-3 years down the line, you could be a fucking demolition man, dude. As I say, some guys it happens fast, some guys it happens because they've already put in the work, and some guys it's a slower process because they've got more work to do. But I believe that everybody can get the personal life that they want. And the reason I believe that is some of the guys I've seen. I don't think there's anybody who can say they're truly coming in at more of a deficit than Ethan, who's 37-year-old virgin with Asperger's syndrome. That guy has called out every single man who says, I can't do it. It's too hard. The dating game is too hard. It's stacked against me. I went out with that guy for 2 days, and it was a privilege to watch somebody go that hard. He went so fucking hard. He was doing 5 approaches before we started the immersion. So the immersion starts at 12. He went out 11 and did 5 approaches just to do something before he came to meet me. He then went out at night after the immersion, and then during the immersion itself, destroyed himself, obliterated himself, going into set after set, absolutely exhausting himself. It was like watching Rocky, honestly. And he had a lot of issues, man. He had a lot of issues. Because of his condition, there was things he would do which he would think were normal, but the girls perceiving it as completely not, like completely out there. So we had a lot to do, man. We had a lot of work to do. And he did it, and he carried on doing it, and I carried on supporting him virtually. And there we go, 6 months later, the guy's lost his virginity. 20 years of frustration from being a teenager to a man in his late 30s loses his virginity. What a fucking guy. What an absolute animal. So he's called every single person out. If he can do it, what excuse does anybody have? Yeah? Oh, and by the way, he also got like his first professional job as well. The same week he lost his virginity. Yeah, partly because of all of his improved social skills, improved self-confidence. And the guy, he had a good profile. He had some big weaknesses because of his condition, but he had a good profile. Like he was battering the gym. He was in great shape. He looked good, like a good haircut, good beard, good style, good fashion. He'd learned a lot of stuff with approach. He had done a lot on his own, but there was blind spots that he couldn't see. And so we ironed a lot of those out that weekend, and then he was just good to go. And I messaged him on New Year's Eve just to say, have a fucking smasher have an absolute smasher next year, mate. What a good story and inspiring story yours is. And he was on his way to the club, so the guy's just not stopping. He's going to be going from strength to strength. Other guys as well. There's a guy who's going to be pride of place on my website. He's got the top profile, who also has autism, and he had, again, a great profile, great style, great look about him. Just very, very nervous about doing this. And, very, very nervous before his first few approaches. But, bro, he was closing on day one. day one, and then by the end of day two, he's closing like Instagram models and stuff. Cannot believe what he's doing, and a week later he gets laid. A week later, dude, 21-year-old guy with autism. So again, these guys, they're calling everybody out, man. These guys, it's like, oh, you've got a hard time, have you? Yeah, try being me. Yeah, try going out with this condition where I can't even see things that you guys see, but because it's of a fucking condition. Doesn't matter. Get the right guidance, be around the right people, be proud of yourself, be proud of your fucking condition, you know. Asperger's and autism, there are some big advantages to those conditions as well, not socially, but the minds those guys have can be fucking phenomenal, you know. So yeah, they've called everybody out. They've called absolutely everybody out. Work on that mindset as well. That's probably the biggest thing. The superficial things you can take care of in like a month, but the mindset, blood and bronze, man. Blood and bronze, you know. Remember your ancestors. Remember what you came from. Thousands of generations fighting through the Pliocene, fighting through the freezing cold, fighting through it all, so that people like us can be swanning around the Dominican Republic, like dating 20-year-old girls, like, you know. Yeah, I do it for my ancestors, you know. They'll be proud of me. And eventually, you know, I'm going to start my own lineage as well. So yeah, think about that, guys. You think your life is tough? Would you rather be alive now or 200 years ago? Huh? I don't know. Maybe there's less structures in place for guys now. I do think people are a bit lost, which is why I'm building these structures out for you. But it's all there. It's all there for the taking. For the men with the right attitude, there's never been a better time to be alive. You can have the dates. I have the dating life of like a fucking medieval king or a sultan, literally, for the last 10 years. Like, compared to how my granddad's dating life was, he cold approached my grandma, probably had a couple of girlfriends before that. He might have been a virgin at 30 when he got married, I don't know. I doubt he had that much experience. Drove a lorry and lost his leg, God bless him, at 60 years old. That was his life, man. That was his life. And he was a good fucking guy. He was a leader in his own right as well. He was head of the working men's club where he lived. But he didn't have the fucking opportunities like I've had. Traveling the world, starting online businesses, you know, speaking different languages, meeting people from all over, having adventures, fucking going to train with the Slovenian Special Forces and the police, man, a few years ago, learning firearms training, meeting these women from the hottest countries in the world, the Dominican, Brazil, Belgrade. Just look at what kind of a fucking life is on offer, dude. Look at what you can do. Huh? I'm no different to you. I'm flesh and bone, just like any of you. Yeah? So it's all there. It's all there. I was lucky. I had a good example when I was 20. I had an older friend who was 22, 23, and he lived a wildly imaginative life. And that one example exploded my understanding of what was possible. I was like, wow, you can actually live this crazy international life. I didn't really truly understand that. And then honestly, I wanted to outdo him. So I wanted to get to another level. This guy was fucking unbelievable, dude. He spoke Spanish, French, Portuguese, Italian, and Polish. He learned Polish from the Polish kebab shop guy. He was a literal savant when it came to languages. Then he went down a different route. He got married quite young and he went down a different route, but he just it was just a great thing to see that. And I was like, yeah, I like this. I'm going to one-up this guy. So these examples are important. They show you what's possible. Yeah. Let's just go and have a quick look at the Caribbean Ocean for 2 seconds and we'll finish the live. You can see it there in the background, guys. It's the Caribbean Ocean. Yeah. You know, Saturday, January 3rd, people are sat in freezing fucking places. I figured out a way to get out, you know, a way to be free. So, yeah, just use my example as inspiration and just do your own spin on it. You don't have to copy my life, but just use it as an example of what's possible. You can be 40 years old, living in the tropics, dating 20-year-olds, if you want. Or you can
have an amazing relationship, an amazing wife and girlfriend and children. You can do that as well. I'll be doing that at some point. But yeah, just use this example that I'm showing you. Use the example of Baltus Day Game, use the example of my friend Ephraim and Christian as well. All different examples of what is possible, but great examples for you boys. So we'll leave it there, guys. Viva Venezuela. Viva el Trump. What a day, man. What a day. And yep, I'll catch you boys in the next live. Take it easy, lads.